Good morning, everyone. Today is March 26th, and it is still snowing in the GTA. So how does one expect us to not be depressed when you're wearing winter jackets and you don't get any sunlight from October up until basically April? But it's 9 a.m. and I'm feeling like shit. It's usually not until later in the day do I begin to feel better. Like, it usually takes about 3 to 4 hours. I've been up since 6 a.m. and it's 9, so hopefully I start feeling a little bit better soon, but my body does not allow me to stay in bed anymore. Even though I'm depressed, I also wake up so anxious. My cortisol levels are so high. I'm so anxious that I need to get up and get my day started, even though my depression wants me to just stay in bed and sulk. And I got a new mattress. Like, that is actually what I wanted to do, but anxiety said no. Not to mention that my anxiety sits very heavily in my stomach area. I'm not sure why, but I wake up feeling so sick every morning in my stomach. Honestly, TMI, but it's not until a few bowel movements until I kind of feel some of the relief in the tension. And it's not my diet. People are going to tell you it's your diet. You need to change the way you're eating. You need to not eat at night. Sure, some of those things for sure will help. But at the end of the day, when you have anxiety, that really does have a huge impact on your stomach, because there's a huge connection between the gut and the brain. There's a huge chemical balance and lots of signals from your brain putting you to flight or fight mode. I used to think that it was a lot of other things. I cut out gluten. Dairy does have an impact to my stomach, but cut that out. I eat pretty clean and healthy. So it's definitely not my diet. For sure, it's the anxiety causing a lot of muscle tension in my stomach area. But anyways, I am feeling a little bummed out as well about not hearing back about my ketamine therapy appointment. I was hoping that I would get an appointment today. They do their ketamine therapy sessions on Wednesdays and Fridays. I'm hoping that I get scheduled in on Friday. I really think and hope fixes me. But I mean, how is somebody not supposed to feel depressed and anxious in this really shitty world that we built and lots of shitty people doing dumb things? That's one of my favorite words, dumb. There's a lot of dumb people out there, and I bump into dumb people almost every day. Just yesterday, somebody took my sandwich at Tim Hortons and they sat down and they started eating it. And I was waiting around. My sandwich didn't come through, but there was a bagel with cream cheese sitting around. And I asked the server about the sandwich. And she's like, oh, it looks like maybe somebody took it. And I turned around and I saw this guy eating my sandwich. Like, he ordered a bagel and cream cheese and he was eating an egg sandwich. Like, they are two completely different things. I understand that if it was a simple mix-up, but how do you not have the decency to say, hey, you know what, I picked up the wrong sandwich, let me put it back? So basically, I start my mornings by sulking on the toilet. I multitask. I'm very high functioning. I've been really productive already. So I got up, I showered, I fed the cats, I edited some videos and uploaded them onto YouTube. And now I'm at the gym. The gym always makes me feel better. I usually am here for an hour and a half. And today's chest and back. I go to this gym called Good Life. It's a huge chain in Canada. And I'm hoping that it's not super busy right now, because I get very anxious if the gym is super busy. I go into major fight or flight mode. Like, even though people might not be able to see it, inside I'm like panicking and I'm really feeling it. There used to be days when I would have to leave the gym. I haven't had that in a while. So I do know that, you know, the medications and other things that I'm doing have helped in other ways where I would normally handle it very differently. So the snow doesn't make me feel all that bad. It makes me feel like I still have time to like cocoon and mentally get better, because I feel like in spring and summer, you're expected to be out more, and for sure I need some sunlight. One good thing that I like about the snow and the cold though is that because I've been job hunting for quite a bit now, during the holiday season I felt like I could cut myself some slack And now that it's March and spring and summer's coming, like I'm starting to feel and think a lot worse because I didn't think that it would be this long. I'm also in very much a cocooning state, so I'm trying to limit my interaction with people and anything that overstimulates me, like going out. And I feel like in spring and summer, I really want to be a lot better because I want to be able to go enjoy and experience things that I used to love. But right now, I feel like I'm in a state where everything just overstimulates me. I don't feel like drinking. I don't feel like going out. I honestly don't feel like doing anything, but I push myself. For anyone else that's really feeling depressed and bummed out as well, I would highly recommend to get up and get out of bed. The longer that you sulk in bed, the longer you're going to put yourself into a dark hole of hopelessness, and your thoughts are going to consume you. I know how hard it is to get out of bed because that feeling is really draining and debilitating, which a lot of people don't understand. Like, it's so hard to get into the shower. But if you can get up, brush your teeth, sit on the toilet, like sulk on the toilet, get out of bed and sulk on the toilet. That's what I recommend. And just try to get in the shower. Like, once you get into the shower, you will feel much better trying to do other things, simple things like making a coffee. You don't need to jump into doing anything, but just get out of bed. If you don't, you know that you're going to be there until 1 or 2 p.m. Then you're going to feel worse because you're going to feel like I missed out the whole day. So you got to really break out of that cycle. Also, I have to say the gym is the best therapy for anybody that's dealing with depression. I've been helping out a couple of friends that have going through depressive episodes, and I've been trying to drag them to the gym, and after the gym, they feel so much better. If anybody has watched Legally Blonde, one of my favorite lines is that exercise gives you endorphins, and endorphins make you happy, and happy people don't kill their husbands. Legally Blonde is one of my favorite movies. It's one of my feel-good movies. Yeah, so let's get to the gym. This is my first film in public. Feeling a little self-conscious about that, but I don't really care about anything anymore. So hopefully you can hear me. I don't know when I stop caring about things. I'm unemployed anyways. Nobody's hired me for a year and a half. Anyways, well, I always do a 10-minute warm-up because that makes me feel less anxious. I'm gonna give examples of my anxiety and depression along the way. Like, people won't understand this, but I do have a lot of social anxiety, so when I'm around too many people, I start to get overstimulated for some reason. There's a lot of people in the change room. That was giving me anxiety. The person changing beside me, like, I could see from the corner of my eye that they're moving so slow and just taking their time. Meanwhile, I'm like racing to get my stuff done, and I'm just like thinking, like, why do people move so slow? It's not things that I can control. I have learned things like detachment and focusing back on myself, but my brain goes straight to all that, like analyzing and seeing everything, like from the corners of my eyes, paying attention to everything, and automatically building like small stories of people. I'm an overthinker and an overanalyzer, so I'm just constantly, my mind is just filled with thoughts. Like, I don't have a lot of quiet unless I really work on it, and that's what I've been doing. Learning things like detachment, meditation has helped, journaling, learning to focus back on yourself as well and your breathing. Those are things that have been helping me out, but my normal brain response is just, I'm just always overanalyzing and overthinking automatically. By the way, if you love these headphones, they are the new Dyson headphones. I am going to do a review on them. I love them. They're amazing, especially if you're somebody that really needs to cancel out the noise, cancel out your thoughts. Just really good sounding music. But one thing that I learned is that why I need really loud music, like in my car, I'm always blasting music really loud, is because my attention is everywhere. So these headphones really help. And they're great for meditation, listening to podcasts. Again, I'll do a review on these. I usually also work out twice a day now, since I'm unemployed, because I have the time, and because of my body dysmorphia or body issues. Plus, I've been in my head a lot more and have had even more time to overanalyze and think about why I am the way that I am. But anyways, today is chest and back day. I'm not gonna go too hard because I hurt my shoulders, but the main part is that I'm here and it's like 9:30, so I'm gonna get it out of the way and really have a productive day today where I try to feel happy and enjoy. If you're curious to know, so while I'm working out or I'm in an atmosphere, I always get thoughts of thinking that people are watching me and that people are commenting on my form being poorly when nobody's really looking at me. Nobody's paying attention to me, but this is how my brain works. When I'm not in movement, I'm feeling anxiety, like not from just that scenario, like it's generalized anxiety disorder. So I'm always feeling uncomfortable. For me, 1 second always moves so much quicker. In between sets, like 5 seconds to me felt like 30 seconds or a minute. So I would be moving too quickly. But now what I do, if anybody else has this problem, is I set a timer so that I know in between sets, I set a timer for either 30 or 66 seconds and I watch that. Or if I'm really panicky, what I have to do is close my eyes and take 5 deep breaths, which is actually really hard to do. When you're anxious, like you can get to 3 and then there's a struggle at 4 and 5. And you might actually be somebody that's going through the same thing, and people just say it's all in your head when you know that you're feeling something. By the way, for anyone watching, I do work out 7 days a week, which is not great if you're really trying to lift more weight, because you're not really letting your muscles repair. And like I said, sometimes I'm doing 2 workouts a day, but I need it. For me, the workout is more about clearing my head and feeling much better mentally. But obviously the results help because of my body issues. So yeah, but even though I'm more fit than almost everybody here, I still feel less than. I feel insecure. It's just, yeah, it's not just in my head. Like, I work on these things. These are some of the mental challenges that I face every day and have been for the past 15 years. If you follow my vlog, you'll see how I go through my day-to-day dealing with depression and anxiety and still functioning. It also does help if you find like a gym crush. Yeah, it's just so weird that I feel so uncomfortable, unconfident, like less than all the time. And it's more of a feeling than my thoughts, but then my feelings bring in the thoughts. Even though, and not to sound cocky, like I'm definitely probably the most fit guy and better looking, but I don't know what it is. Like, it's a combination of the body dysmorphia. This all has to do, I'm realizing, with my childhood, which I will get to in another video someday. But things to do with my social upbringing, being bullied, feeling rejected by society in multiple ways. But that's really what's kind of messed with my head all these years, and that's what I'm uncovering. I think that so one thing that I've always been insecure of is that I don't have the best workout face. So when I'm lifting weights, you can see that it's not a great look. Like, some people look good. Like I see some guys and I'm like, damn, like you look good. Well, I spared you guys from the rest of the workout. I only have 5% battery, but let's check out the results. So if any of this interested you or you think that I'm cute, please subscribe and like my videos. I'm gonna be trying to post a couple a day, or at least one a day. And this is just me opening up about my life living with depression, a generalized anxiety disorder, ADHD, and body dysmorphia. Before I finish this video, if you're interested in knowing what brings me some fun and joy in life, it's these little guys. So they're two cats that showed up in my parents' backyard. Hi, Zero. I'll post another video about taking care of feral cats in case any show up in your backyard, because I've been working with these guys for a couple of months now. So, ciao.